In recent years, we have witnessed firsthand the devastating effect that natural disasters such as hurricanes, tornadoes, and floods can have on people's lives and property. Houses have been lost, businesses swept away, and all too often, lives are lost. Nothing can be done to prevent these catastrophes from happening, but you can help increase your odds of saving your property, your life, and the lives of your loved ones by being properly prepared. Even though science has improved methods of forecasting these emergencies, you never know when and with what severity a hurricane, tornado, or flood will strike. To better prepare yourself for the onset of a natural disaster, you must familiarize yourself with emergency procedures that apply before, during, and after the storm. This program will cover these procedures and provide you with information on what you can do in case of an emergency such as a hurricane, tornado, or flood. The best way to ensure that you will be ready when the storm hits is to begin planning before the season begins. Regardless of the type of emergency, you should always stock a supply of food, water, and emergency supplies. Storms can affect your ability to get to a store for food or medication, so it's important to keep them on hand. Even something as simple as a broken water main can leave you without water for a few days. Water is the most important of emergency supplies. The average person needs at least 1 quart of water or other liquid per day in order to survive, but more than 1 quart is advisable. Also, keep a couple of gallons on hand for sanitary purposes. Store water in plastic, airtight containers and replace the water every 2 months to be sure it is pure and safe to drink. Food should also be included in emergency supplies. You should have enough non-perishable, high-energy foods to feed you and your family for up to 3 days. Some examples of these foods are whole dry milk, canned fruit juices, canned meats, bread or crackers, peanut butter or cereal. You may be stranded in your home for several days, or the store may run low on food supplies. If you must go to a public shelter, it's helpful to bring along as much non-perishable food as you can carry. You can never be too safe or too prepared. In addition to food and water, you should also have the following equipment: a medical first aid kit, a battery-operated radio with extra batteries, a flashlight, blankets or sleeping bags, paper plates, bottle openers, can openers, candles, matches, or an oil or kerosene lantern, as well as any sanitary items such as toilet paper and a portable toilet. It is of utmost importance to keep an adequate supply of any medication that you take. If you are stranded or asked to go to a public shelter, you may not be able to get the medication you need. If you wear glasses, keep an extra pair on hand in the event yours are broken or damaged. Even though you have all the necessary emergency supplies and equipment, don't make the mistake of trying to ride out a storm at home. Evacuate if local authorities tell you to do so. Plan for this possible evacuation, and you will be able to respond quickly and effectively to changing conditions. When you evacuate, you may want to take some of your emergency supplies with you, but don't take more than you can safely carry. If you are evacuated to an emergency shelter, the most important items to bring along are medication, blankets, a portable radio, a change of clothes, and a small supply of food. Take the following steps ahead of time to make the evacuation easier. Keep your gas tank full during storm season. During a natural disaster, fuel may be hard to get. Team up with your neighbors and plan to share rides and supplies. Learn the recommended evacuation route from your home. Local television broadcasts will inform you where to go during an emergency, but you can learn the safest route ahead of time by calling your local emergency services office. Listen to daily weather forecasts and stay aware of weather conditions. The procedures for preparing before hurricanes, tornadoes, and floods are similar, but the actions to take during and after these disasters vary according to the type of emergency. First, let's take a look at hurricanes. Hurricanes are storms that have wind speeds exceeding 74 miles per hour, moving in a counterclockwise direction. In addition to strong winds, heavy rains, thunder, lightning, and sometimes tornadoes accompany the hurricane storm. A hurricane's most deadly force is what is known as the storm surge. Ocean tides rise dramatically, creating large waves which crest far beyond the reach of normal waves, leaving destruction in their path. Most hurricane deaths are attributed to storm surge. The National Weather Service issues two types of notices about approaching hurricanes: hurricane watches and hurricane warnings. A hurricane watch means that a hurricane may threaten coastal and inland areas. It does not mean that a hurricane is imminent. However, when a hurricane watch is announced, you should take the following actions. Stay tuned to local stations for updated information. Review your emergency plans. Be sure your car is fueled. Gather your emergency supplies and have them ready to go. Store all objects on your lawn or patio which could be picked up and carried by the wind. Lawn furniture, garden tools, or garbage cans can become deadly in hurricane winds. Gather up all important papers in your home, such as birth and marriage certificates, wills, insurance policies, and deeds. Place these documents in a waterproof container for protection. A hurricane warning means that a hurricane is expected to strike within 24 hours. A hurricane warning leaves little time to act. Be prepared. When a hurricane warning is announced and an evacuation is ordered, radio and television stations will provide you with information on where to go. Leave early. Roads can flood quickly, leaving you stranded. Install shutters to protect your windows or run waterproof tape from corner to corner in the windows to prevent them from shattering. Close and lock all doors. Leave immediately to the evacuation center. If you are unable to evacuate before the hurricane hits, stay inside. Don't stay near windows or glass doors. You could be struck by flying debris. Remain calm and listen to a radio or television for storm updates. After the hurricane has passed, local authorities will announce when it is safe to return to your home. When you return to your home, look for structural damage before you go inside. Watch for dangling power lines or broken water or gas lines. If you see any, notify your local officials. Make sure all electrical outlets and appliances are dry before using them. Don't drink water from the faucet until official notification that it is safe to drink. Snakes, animals, and insects instinctively travel to higher ground to escape floodwaters. Expect them and be prepared to protect yourself. Take action now to be better prepared when hurricane season arrives. Next, there are tornadoes. Like hurricanes, tornadoes result in many deaths and cause hundreds of millions of dollars in property damage each year. With winds swirling at 200 miles per hour or more, a tornado can destroy anything in its path. Tornadoes usually occur in spring and summer, but they can happen at any time during the year. They don't just occur in the Midwest. Tornadoes have been reported in every state. So beware. There are weather signs and warnings that will alert you to tornado danger, but remember, tornadoes are unpredictable. They can demolish 100 houses in a row and then skip the next few before destroying still more. Funnel clouds can form rapidly, so it's best to be prepared in advance. Pick a place for family members to gather in the event of a tornado. This could be a basement, a center hallway, or closet. Keep this area free of clutter to allow easy access. Put together a disaster supplies kit in a clearly labeled box. It should include a first aid kit and essential medications, a battery-powered flashlight and radio with extra batteries, bottled water, canned food and can opener, and sturdy shoes and work gloves. Also include written instructions on how to turn off your home's utilities, including gas, water, and electricity. Conduct periodic tornado drills so that everyone is prepared and knows what to do when the time comes. Know the difference between a tornado watch and a tornado warning. A tornado watch means that a tornado is possible in your area. A tornado warning means that a tornado has been sighted and is headed your way. When a tornado watch has been issued, tune to local TV and radio stations for updated storm information, be alert, and watch for changing weather conditions. The loud sound of the tornado or blowing debris are signs that the tornado is near. A tornado watch means be alert. If a tornado warning has been announced, you must act quickly. If you are inside, go to your designated safe area. If you are outside, try to find a basement in a nearby building or lie flat in a ditch or other low-lying area. If you are in a car or a mobile home, get out immediately and head for safety. After the tornado has passed, watch out for downed power lines and stay away from damaged areas. Listen to your radio for information and instructions. Inspect your home for structural damage and broken gas or water mains. Taking steps beforehand lessens the likelihood that you or your family will be injured during a tornado. Lastly, let's discuss floods. Prolonged rainfall can cause a river or a stream to overflow and flood the surrounding area. A flash flood can be caused by a broken dam or levee or intense rainfall of 1 inch or more per hour. Just as with hurricanes or tornadoes, preparation and awareness of safety practices greatly reduce your risk of injury. One of the most important aspects of flood preparedness is knowing what to expect. Know your area's flood risk. Be conscious of excessive rainfall and its potential to cause flooding. Listen to radio or television broadcasts for flood information. Keep a disaster supplies kit similar to the kits used for hurricanes and tornadoes. Include first aid, food, water, a radio, a flashlight, and spare batteries. Your kit should also include rubber boots and rubber gloves for use in wet conditions. Keep all important papers in a safe deposit box. Have an evacuation plan ready and always evacuate immediately when asked to do so. A flood watch means that a flood is possible in your area. A flood warning means flooding is already occurring or will soon occur. A flash flood watch means a flash flood may occur. When a flood watch has been announced, move all furniture and valuables to the higher floors of your home. Fill your car with gas in case of an evacuation. Think over your emergency plans and remain calm. If a flood warning has been issued, listen to radio and television reports for information and advice. If an evacuation is called for, do so as soon as possible. When a flash flood watch is announced, be aware of any signs of a flash flood and prepare to evacuate on a moment's notice. In the case of a flash flood warning, waste no time and evacuate as quickly as possible. During a flash flood warning, a few seconds can mean the difference between life and death. Move to higher ground, away from streams, rivers, and storm drains. During an evacuation, never drive around a barricade. They are there for your own protection. If your car stalls in floodwaters, abandon it immediately and climb to higher ground. After the floodwaters have subsided and you have been authorized to return to your home, turn off the electricity at the main breaker or fuse box, even if the power is off completely in your community. Do not turn electricity back on until you are sure that your home is dry enough to prevent electrical shorts, shocks, or fires. State and federal agencies may provide emergency relief to flood victims. Listen to radio or television for information regarding this assistance. With today's technology, most hurricanes, tornadoes, and floods can be accurately predicted. Radio and television stations provide you with vital emergency information. But if you don't prepare before the warnings begin, you're asking for trouble. Hurricanes, tornadoes, and floods can spell disaster. Be sure you've done all that you can to protect yourself. The key to safety in any emergency situation is to be prepared. Have a complete set of emergency supplies. Always evacuate when told to do so. Be aware of the risks in the area that you live and be ready to act in the event of a hurricane, tornado, or flood. Your safety and the safety of your family depend on it. Thank you.